All right, what's good, family? Happy Friday, first and foremost. We're gonna go ahead and continue with our back testing Fridays. The first chart we're gonna go ahead and look at is Bitcoin. I believe it is on futures from JoJo. Is it just I could just look up Bitcoin, JoJo, or does it have to be the futures chart?
No, it's just regular Bitcoin.
I can't hear you, bro.
It's just regular Bitcoin.
Can y'all hear him? Can y'all hear me? First and foremost. Let's see. Yeah, I can't hear you, bro. All right, I'm just gonna look up BTC and hopefully it's the same structure. He said regular. All right, cool. All right. So, first and foremost, guys, you guys can see my chart, yes? Give me a one. You guys can give me a thumbs up. Yes? Okay, cool. So, guys, bullish. This looks pretty bullish. I'm going to go ahead and just delete some markups just so we can, have a clean page. But guys, this looks fairly bullish to me. You know what I'm saying? Understanding trend, guys, is going to be one of the best things you guys can study and understand, right? Because when you understand that the market is in an uptrend and is very bullish and wants to continue going higher, I'm not going to fight the trend. I'm not going to fight the trend, guys. Why would I fight the trend? Why not just wait for the next best buy opportunities, right? So instead of looking for opportunities right here to sell and here to sell and here to sell, I'm not saying you can't. You can definitely take these counter opportunities, but if the market is just continuing to go higher, why not look for opportunities when the market is down here or down here or down here? Give me a two if that makes sense. If the market is in an uptrend flowing, right? If the market is flowing upstream, it's much easier to swim with the stream, right? Much easier to swim with the stream. If the market was in a downtrend, right? If the market was going down, guys, I'm not going to be looking for very much buys. I actually want to look for some more sell opportunities, right? Because if the market is flowing downstream, again, it's much easier to swim with the stream, right? Now, take a look here, guys. Very bullish, right? Very clean market structure as well. We have higher high, higher low, higher high. Market created a higher low, and it looks like it's creating new highs as we speak, right? We would have to go ahead and actually break structure to the upside, right? This would be my BOS. We technically haven't gotten another break of structure to the upside just yet, at least on the monthly time frame. We still have a couple more days for this month to end. So hopefully, this candle can stay blue or bullish and continue to break and close above this black line. Because if that happens, that would be a dominant new high. So we'd have higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, candle break and close above, brand new high, right? So the market is actually in a bullish state right now. Now, I was looking for buy opportunities down here with Bitcoin, and I also had another buy opportunity a little bit on a lower time frame. So on the monthly time frame, this was my new buy zone, right? This is my demand. Now, as the market was dropping, I was going to be waiting for the market to go ahead. As the market is dropping, I was waiting for the market to come back down to me, right? I don't want to chase any plays, right? I want the market to come down to me. Now, sometimes the market does not always come down here, and we have to wait for the market to actually give us some more confirmation. Does that make sense, guys? We have to wait for the market to give us that bullish confirmation. Now, I know I want to look for buys because the market gave me the bullish confirmation here, right? I want to continue to look for buys because we have bullish confirmation right here. Now, as the market is dropping down, I want to look. What's up? You have a question? All right. So as the market is dropping down, guys. Sorry, I got no time for that cheese, man. As the market is dropping down, right, I want to look for my bearish break of structures, right? This is going to help me look for some buy opportunities when it's time. Now, as the market is continuing to drop down, I want to go ahead and label that right there. Now, all I need, guys, is my change of character line. That's what I'm looking for next. So when the market wants to go ahead and actually look for more buys, the market will break and close above, giving me confirmation. Give me a 3 if that makes sense. Because sometimes it won't come down to my buy. And that happens. Like sometimes, like even though we're looking for really good opportunities in areas, to maximize our dollar down to the freaking penny, sometimes it doesn't come down there. And that's because it's just sniper problems. Like we look for these really good key areas in the market, and then, they know we're looking and they know we're waiting. So sometimes in the market, guys, if we can get this play to happen, we might have early buys. If we can get this confirmation, we can start looking for some buy opportunities and continue to send that market higher, right? So let's go ahead and take a look, because I also had an area down here on the lower time frame, because again, the market doesn't always come all the way down here. So as we drop down to the weekly time frame, I want to look for a last selling candle. I want to look for a very last selling candle before my rally breakout. Now on the monthly time frame, it's here, right? On the weekly time frame, it's right here. This is my very, very last selling candle. If I zoom in, you guys can actually see it, right? This is a selling candle. Let's move this out the way. This is my last selling candle before the massive breakout rally. Give me a 5 if you guys can see that. Right? I'm not trying to trick you. I want to look for my last selling candle before that bullish breakout. So I want to minimize my area. Now I'm going to continue to drop down and see if we can find something even just a bit higher. Now, I can see this is on this daily time frame, right? Pretty much my last selling candle is here before the rally breakout. Now, you know what's crazy, bro? I literally caught this move in Mexico when we were out in Monterrey. This was the buy that we placed, and we've just been waiting for a minute. Now, obviously, market came down, but we're back up. So, I was already looking for the market to come back down in the future. We were just waiting. Now, as I look in this area, I see a little hiccup in structure in here. Now, I want to go ahead and dissect that, right? So let's drop down to the lower time frame one more time. Now, I'm mainly just looking for the same exact thing, guys. I'm looking for a breakout rally. I'm looking for my last selling candle before the rally breakout. So this is what I'm seeing right here. I'm seeing we have a higher high, a higher low, rally breakout, right? I can see I have my last selling candle right here. Oh, we also have one right here. BOS. I didn't see this earlier. But we have one right there. I kind of like that one too. Let's see which one it goes to. That's some liquidity. So if that comes down here, that would actually be a snipe. So as we come back up to the higher time frame, we pretty much have every starting point and demand zone. Oh, see which one it respected? That's crazy. Now let's dissect that even more. Why did the lower starting point work and not the higher starting point? Honestly, it was because of the liquidity, right? Notice how we have a break of structure to the upside. We have a BOS. This is my breakout rally, 2 candle breakout rally here. My last selling candle was down here. Now, I would have wanted the market to, once we get this breakout, come back for me, and then we can take off. But it doesn't. It actually creates liquidity. Breakout, trendline liquidity. We never come back and touch that area again, and then we take off. So even though we had a starting point here, the lower one was the best area because of this liquidity. So I like that. So let's go back to this right-hand side. Will it in the future? What do you mean? You gotta unmute. Yes. That's why you guys have to keep your boxes there and set your alerts because you don't know when that market's going to come back. How long did this thing take? I mean, this was since Monterey, so this was like a couple months, bro. 150 days. I don't know how many months is 150 days, but y'all can do the math, right? Took a minute, but came back to that area, and then what happened? Made new highs. So I was already looking for some possible buys. But the thing is I don't really know what zone the market is going to respect. I was looking for the lower zone down here. And I was just waiting to see us get a nice rejection. So, I mean, that right there was pretty nice, guys. That right there put us over the top. But now here's the thing. I don't really know if we're going to be coming back to this area anytime soon. Right? Now, again, look at the structure that we get. How do I know? Let's just put it right here. Yeah, that's fine. How do I know that market's going to respect this structure and not this one? How can I know that as the trader? Right? Well, we have to mark up the structure, guys. Right? So as the market is dropping down, we have to mark it up. We have a break of structure here to the downside. My change of direction line would be here. Market drop would be here. Right? Need change of direction for buy opportunity. So this would be my opportunity. Left shoulder, head, change of direction. Once we get this opportunity, once we see that market has broken and closed above this black line, we can now look for some more buy opportunities, right? But if that doesn't happen, the market can drop lower. So let's take a look. Market drops lower. Now this wouldn't be a liquidity or a BOS, but this would be more of like a liquidity sweep, but I still like to mark it up. So that would be a liquidity sweep. My change of character line would be here. Same rules apply. Left shoulder, neckline, head. If we change character, we could start looking for some buys. Let's continue. Market taps into it, right? Market taps into it. Let's go, Jojo, let's go. We have a liquidity sweep. Now my change of character line would be here, right? So now this is how it goes. Lower low, my left shoulder. Lower high, my neckline. Lower low, my head. Now, for more confirmations, I would like to see the market break and close above, giving me more buy opportunities, more buy confirmations. So now let's see. At least on this time frame, right? This is the daily time frame. So let's take a look. Boom. We got the confirmation. So I don't know when the market will come back, but I would like to see if we can come back and take opportunities in this area for sure. This would be opportunity one, or I guess this would be opportunity one. Opportunity one and opportunity two. Now let's go ahead and we will just label, right? Let's just label. Now after that, the market just takes off. The market just really does its thing and just continues to wreak havoc. But whenever the market wants to come back in this area, would not mind, right? Again, guys, anytime the market usually makes new highs, the market will come and make a pullback. So it can probably go up a bit more, right? I'm not saying it can't go up a bit more, but when the market makes new highs, usually the market pulls back. So whenever we get this pullback inside of these areas, I want to start looking for that new pattern. So we can start looking to scale in some heavy opportunities and continue up higher. Does that make sense, guys? Give me a 2 if that makes sense. These right here, guys, when you're on higher time frames and you see big ass structure like this, it sucks to say it. Like sometimes these are the ones that like they won't come back for a while, right? Like they don't really come back for a while. That's why they're called swings, because they take a minute. And when they do come back here, you can hold it forever, right? But these things, you just have to wait for these, but you know exactly where you want to take opportunities. So what do you have to do as a trader? Set your alert. So when the market comes close, as soon as the market touches this area, market drops, touches this area where I put my alert, I'm notified. So now I can be like, okay, cool, market's in my area. Let's go ahead and see if we can take some opportunities and shift that market up higher, right? But these are things we have to wait for. Now, I'm not saying we can't take opportunities, because we definitely can, right? But when the market wants to come down, we can go ahead and take opportunities when it's time. But look at where the market's at now. Market's way up here now. Now, let's go ahead and dissect this area. Let's go to the weekly time frame. Let's go back down to the daily. Okay, cool. So this is what I'm looking at, guys, okay? And I like to go strictly off of market structure, guys. Like, I will never complicate this shit, ever, right? We have a high, a low, break of structure. So whenever you guys think like trading is complicated, don't get me wrong, sometimes it could be a little frustrating, but always stick to the basics, guys. Higher high, higher low, higher high. We have a break of structure. Now let's go ahead and just pause right there for a minute. And let's dive in. We have a 2 candle breakout rally. My last selling candle was right here to take buy opportunities. Guys, does this hit? Does this hit? If I was looking for, I don't see, oh, I can't even read. If this is what I'm looking at, guys, at this point in time on the daily time frame, and I know Bitcoin is bullish, and I see this opportunity, I see break of structure to the upside, I'm thinking market wants to continue to the upside. So what am I doing, the trader? I'm looking for some buy opportunities so I can shift this market higher, right? 1 to 2, 1 to 3 minimum. That's what I'm looking to do. But now, so look, now that we've caught this, or you could have caught this zone is no longer usable. Why? Because it's already been used. This starting point, this area has already been used. So I'm not really looking to get into that again. But look, what do we have here? We have a nice rally breakout. Very, very strong 4 candle rally breakout. 1, 2, 3, 4. My very last selling candle, guys, is right here. That's a fresh, yes, another starting point. That's another fresh area, right? So what do you have to do? Set an alert. Oh, I can't set an alert while I'm in playback mode. I guess I can't, but I will later. Let's continue. Market doesn't come back. It's going to save this zone for later. But what do I see? Higher high, higher low, market breaks and closes above. Not the cleanest structure, but it happens, right? We have a 1 candle breakout rally. My very last selling candle was here. My lowest wick in that area is right here. You have a little bit of drawdown? Yes, you do. If you have a tight stop loss, then you probably get knocked out. But if you're looking at this and you're saying, where's my lowest wick in this area? Guys, it's this one or this one, right? And I can see most people either using the low of the starting point or this one. So yeah, we get a little bit of problems, but what happens? What does this look like right here, guys? What is this called? What is this black line called right here? A wick. Now, does that look like the market respected that zone? Even though it gave it a little bit of drawdown, like guys, this market came right in and came right out. And we're right here right now. So it looks like this zone as of right now has been respected, right? So now what am I looking to do? What am I looking to do? I want to see if we can continue buys, right? So as I drop down to lower time frames, let's see. Let's go to the 4 hour real quick. Okay. Is this is not live or this is live? Oh no, it's not. Okay. That's what I was tripping out on. I was like, that doesn't look like what happened today. All right, let's continue. Let's go back up to that daily time frame. So look, the market respects this area, guys. Gives it a little bit of problems, right? You have to hold a little bit of drawdown, but what happens? The market goes your way. The market literally ends up going your way, which is good. That's fine. You just have to understand where you're putting your stop losses. That way you can have these opportunities play out for you. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's go ahead and cut this real quick. Let's go back up to the daily time frame. So now look, I already know this starting point can't be used. Why can't I use it again, guys? Anybody know? Why can't I use this starting point again? Who wants to be wrong? Who wants to unmute and be wrong? It was already used. It was already filled. That market came back already, used that starting point, and made its move. So if I'm looking at this, if the market wants to come back here in this area, I'm already thinking the market wants to go lower because this area's been used. So now look at this, guys. I have more structure. Market is still creating structure. I have a break of structure to the upside. Now it looks very, very funky, but notice how we have a 3 candle breakout rally. My last selling candle is right here. Now that's a very, very big zone. So I'm gonna see if I can minimize that. Let's go down to the lower time frame. So this is what I'm gonna do because I see structure inside of this as well. So I do like this starting point that's right here because this is the very, very last selling candle that gave me my break of structure, right? But now look, I do see structure down here as well, right? We do have liquidity being built up. We swept liquidity and we continued going higher. So I'm going to go ahead and mark up this zone as well. And I'm just going to be careful with this zone, mainly because it's still inside this big ass starting point candle. So I'm really just trying to minimize my zones, right? It's still inside this area, right? So keep that in mind. Let's go drop down slowly. Yeah, even if we use this, notice how we have liquidity being built up. Market takes off. We take this liquidity, sweep it, and then we continue going higher. Would not mind seeing if the market can come down here. I would like to see if we can get a reaction. But because I do see liquidity, now this is the thing, guys, right? This is where we have to start thinking just a little bit, right? Understand this. Understand this. We have liquidity here, and I know we have a fresh starting point down here. So if these buys don't hold, that's okay. We'll just get a really good opportunity and way better positioning down here. That's fine. And trust me, the market structure will give us hints that the market wants to continue going lower. So we can, start to change biases. We don't marry a bias. Just because we want to buy doesn't mean that it's market is saying, hey, let's buy. The market sometimes will let you know beforehand with the structure that it's creating that's saying, you know what, I don't want to buy right now. I want to continue selling. So we can go ahead and flip our bias and be accurate with the market. But I have my two closest possible buy zones. And if the market does not respect here, I know where the market wants to go next. I just have to wait patiently. Does that make sense, guys? Let me know if that makes sense. Now, as I drop down to a lower time frame, this is what I was seeing, right? We have a 4 hour starting point. Now, at the time when you sent in that picture, Jojo, this is all that was right here. right? This is all that was right here. So when I want to continue in an uptrend, Jojo, this is what I want to see, bro. I want to see liquidity being built up. I want to see liquidity being swept. I want to see the change of direction. And once I see that, bro, I have my setup, right? I have my setup. I see liquidity. Liquidity has been swept. As soon as the market takes this liquidity and redirects and gives me this change of direction, I have a setup, guys. Okay? I have a setup. Whether it's my starting point or whether it's my head and shoulder opportunity. Either way, as soon as we get this confirmation here telling me that the market swept liquidity and then changed direction going higher or going the opposite way, right? I have an opportunity, right? I just have to wait for this confirmation. I can't have an opportunity. I can't have an inverted head and shoulder confirmation without the change of character. Now let me break that down on why. Why can't I have that? Because if the market was to create liquidity, right, and give me that liquidity sweep, what if the market and I'm anticipating buys, right? But let's say I missed here. I have to wait for the market to break and close above. I have to. Because what if the market wants to just respect this and just continue going lower? Then at this point, I need for the market to break and close above here. So I need to be patient because if the market is giving me hints that it could go lower, well, guys, it can go lower. I don't want to be aggressive until I actually have the confirmation. Guys, stop being toxic. Stop being toxic. Listen to your partner. Your partner is the chat or is the chart. Your partner is the chart. Whatever your partner wants to eat, bro, you're eating what your partner wants to eat. Where do you think your entry should be? Okay, I will cover that right now. I will cover that. So when we're looking at this, right? When we're looking at the inverted head and shoulder, liquidity being built up, liquidity sweep, change of direction. I have two areas of entry. Now you don't have to play off of these areas. You can just pick one if you like, right? But I have two areas of entry. Now, once I see this setup, once I see my break of structure and change of direction setup, or my liquidity sweep and change of direction setup, right? I'm always looking for my left shoulder. Now, if this is the lowest peak, guys, that's the head. And again, I can't have a head and shoulder without the change of direction because if the market looks like this, I have no head and shoulder. It doesn't it's not complete. But as soon as I have the market that gives me this, it's complete. Right now, where is my entry? I like to enter in this area for the head and shoulder with my stop loss at the low. Now I'm going over this very, very vaguely, and I will break this down on Monday with a bit more detail. Sorry about this past Monday. I was actually driving from Reno, so I couldn't hop on, but I will break this down in depth on Monday, and I will be putting a brand new boot camp together for you guys. That way, you guys can have the game plan on you as well. Um, so yeah, when I see this opportunity, Veronica, I want to wait for the market to make its way back here. 8 p.m. Same time. 8 p.m. Monday and Friday. Yes, Daniel. Same thing going for sales, bro. Right? Same thing going for sales. If if I want to look for sell continuations, I want to see this setup. I want to see liquidity. I want to see the sweep and then change of direction. Right? I want to see that. And we can talk about that in a bit more in depth. And a lot of these things and why they happen and why I want to see this stuff, it takes a lot of detail and there's a reason why, right? So just to be vague about it, like it does you no justice. Like everything that happens in this strategy, it honestly like each thing like deserves its own call because it like for you to understand it in that much depth, like that's what you guys deserve, So It took me a while to understand why this pattern works so well, but when you guys understand this and take advantage of it, it hits. And this is what I'm looking at right here. I know this is a 4-hour starting point. So what am I looking at? Consolidation, right? Consolidation. I have my sweep of liquidity. I have my break of structure to the downside. I'll just use the sweep. I have this, but I do not have my change of direction, yet. So if you did not get in right here, right, as the market is making its way up, right, you are late. You can't enter. Your market's already gone. It left without you. So what do you have to do? You have to wait for the market to break and close above to create a brand new setup. Wait for the market to create a brand new setup, and you can get in when the market pulls back for you around here to send the market going higher. Give me a 5 if that makes sense. Awesome. Awesome. But until that happens, we just sit on our hands, right? So let's take a look. Markets in profit, baby. Markets in profit. Whoever took buys here should be at break even and is in profit. And if you did not take any buys, you have to sit on your hands and wait, right? Cheer and clap for the person who ate and wait for your turn because your time is coming. You got to be patient. Now let's see. Okay, it looks like they got hit break even, but now look at what happened here. We are still waiting, guys. We're still waiting. We have a liquidity sweep, and we're waiting on this change of direction. So this zone is still holding. All we have to do is wait. So whoever got in early here had profit, got hit break even, and now we're waiting for the market to make its way back up to see if we can actually hold and continue with the bullishness. Give me a 5 if that makes sense, guys. Let me know. Give me a 5 if that makes sense. And that's why you should never be afraid of drawdown, guys, because you have to understand, like, we have to see this pattern play out. We have to see the pattern play out. Like, if we just waited right here, right? If we just waited right here, how do I know that the market isn't ready yet? If I already got in right here, how do I know that the market isn't ready to continue going higher? How do I know? I know that the market won't continue going higher if it doesn't go higher, bro. It's telling me, my chart is telling me, need change of direction for buy opportunity. If the market does not go higher and change direction, there is no buy opportunity. Give me a 2 if that makes sense. And if the market continues going down, then we restart and refresh with the same thing. Restart and refresh with the same thing. Again, even if you bought right here, right? Maybe you're in buys, right? Maybe you're in buys already. That's okay. But if the market respects this area and goes down, well, then you know what? You have to hold the drawdown. It's okay, right? Stomach it, look at the chart, understand what happened, understand why you got in early. Did the market fake you in? Whatever the case may be, there's always a reason. You always have to study it. Now, market taps in. This is what we wait for now. So imagine you have to imagine this on the 1 minute or like the 5 minute, right? You take this opportunity. You're in profit. You see the market respect this zone nice, and then you see the market go back in. What are you thinking right away, guys? Be honest. What are you thinking right away, guys? And be honest. It's okay. We listen and we don't judge. I'm just kidding. I might judge you a little bit. I'm kind of judgy. But everybody else won't judge. I mean, this is my call, so I can judge you just a little bit. But, you know what I mean? I'm a little judgy, bro. Anybody want to participate? Like, if we got in here, right? If we got in, we see profit. And then we see the market tap in and go deeper. So now we're like, oh, bro, we were on profit. Now I'm in negative. What's going on? Right? There, when you're beginning, yes, you will feel the heartbeat. You will feel the adrenaline. You're going to start like, oh, was I wrong? You know, maybe I was wrong. You're going to have this good and this positive and negative little argument. You're like, oh, was I right? Was I wrong? Maybe I was wrong. So you know what? I'm just gonna exit out. I'm just gonna exit out, and you know what? It's okay. I'm not worried about it. I'm just gonna exit. And then you know what happens? You know what happens, bro? The market just goes and goes and goes. But because you were questioning yourself, because the market just went a little deeper. Market went a little deeper in your zone. Ain't nothing wrong with that. As long as it does not break and close below, we're good, right? But now in my head, this is what you guys have to start thinking, and this is what I had to start thinking as well. It just wasn't ready yet. It just wasn't ready yet. Now let's just sit back, right? It wasn't ready yet. If the market was ready to go, it would have came into my buy zone and continued. Give me a one if you guys are with me. If it was ready to go, it would have came into my zone and continued going higher. But you know what? You know what the banks do? They're always going to go ahead and try to entice you, bro. They're always going to try to entice you. They see that you see candlesticks. Some people study candlesticks. We don't, but some people do. They see these candles, people get in right here. They get in. And then what happens next? They shift the market down. But notice, it's still in my buy zone and it's still respecting. Whoever got in chasing momentum are in drawdown. Whoever got in trying to buy the next best move off of momentum is in drawdown. But what if the market just wasn't ready yet? Now, how do I know when the market's ready? Once I break and close above here, it's game time. Now it's ready. Does that make sense, guys? Like, you really have to wait for these things to happen in phases, especially if you want things to play out the way you want, guys. Like, guys, you have to understand structure. You have to understand structure for this stuff to make sense. If I want to continue looking for buys, higher high, higher low, BOS, I already have my buy confirmation because I'm already looking for buys based off of the bullish continuation. Market gave me a BOS. I want to continue the market. Now, maybe I'm looking for buys down in this area, right? But look, does the market just drop down? Does the market just drop and then just go in one direction? No, it makes staircases. It makes the stair step looking market structure. So mark that up. Mark that up, guys. I promise you. If you mark this stuff up, guys, you know what's going to happen? Your stress level is going to go down and your confidence is going to go up. Why? Because you're not going to be a toxico no more, bro. You're going to listen. You're going to learn how to listen. I promise you guys. Like, some of y'all stubborn, hard-headed. Y'all just don't listen, bro. But I'm telling y'all, when you see the structure play out, when you're watching the structure be created, guys, mark the stuff up. Mark it up. I see my bearish breaker structure. I'm moving my change of direction line. If the market does not change direction, if the market does not break and close above this black line, the market can still continue down. Notice how the market does not change direction. What if the market just continues down? What if the market just continues down, guys? Then we don't have to take a trade. We don't have to take that loss. We don't have to play aggressive. Does that make sense, guys? Hey, I know, bro. Spanish ain't my strong suit. Personally, I'll always wait for the second BOS and not the first one in case of this spring down wick off theory. Yeah, I get you. I get you. I get you. So yeah, guys, if the market does not break and close above, it's pretty much a bit more advanced smart money. Wyckoff theory is it's a bit more advanced. But when you understand, we when it comes to powerhouse, we like to move in phases, right? Levels is a very very powerful strategy because it's pretty much like beginner level, basic level smart money, right? And then smart money is like the intermediate level of Wyckoff theory, and then the Wyckoff theory is like the holy grail of it all. You know what I'm saying? It's like beginner to intermediate to advanced, but it all flows into each other because it's the same thing, just slightly different terminology. So yeah, I just want to let you guys know that. So like, don't be like, oh, I want to learn this, this, and this, and this. You guys are already learning it, just in a different set of eyes right now. You guys are already learning Wyckoff and smart money, just with a different set of eyes. I saw it, Edney. I'm not ignoring you, I promise. Yes, Veronica, baby steps. And that's why I really stuck with levels because I couldn't really like understand smart money. Like I couldn't, bro. Like I had to have enough like humility and be like, bro, like I just don't understand it. But when I understood levels, I was like, bro, I went back to smart money and I understood it because it's market structure. You know, once you understand market structure, you start to understand a lot of things, right? So, guys, it's very important. Continue to mark up. Continue to mark up. If the market respects and continues going higher, we can start looking for more opportunities to shift. Where are we at right now? Oh, yeah. All right. So, yeah, now we're just waiting. Now we're just waiting, bro. The market could continue going down. Again, why? Because my change of direction line is right there. Need bullish change of direction. So, again, the market can just, you know, low, high, low. It can just continue to go down. You know, so it might not be ready yet. And I wouldn't mind the market going lower anyways for a way better entry. You know, we already know Bitcoin's going to be here for a while. It's going to continue going up for a while. You know, so we don't have to be too aggressive with it. Let's wait for the confirmations to happen, right? All right, I'm getting to those now, Etney. I got you. I see you sending in the plays. All right, let me see. Hold on, I went too far. I just wanted to make sure I went high enough to see the first one. All right, you can see this. What is this right? Oh, USDJPY.
Yeah,
Or,
so my question about that one was I was wondering why it ended up not going in my favor, but now that I'm looking at it, it's because I was on a 30-minute and I remember Neri telling me if that's the case to look in a bigger time frame. So now that I'm going to the 1 hour, I see there's a huge wick where my zone was at, and usually it's because it's gonna get filled if I'm explaining that right. I'm not sure if I am.
yeah, did you send different charts of this, or is this the only chart you sent in?
That's the only one I sent.
Okay, let's take a look real quick. Okay, you're looking at right here, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so it looks like you were looking for buys. Oh shoot, looks like you're looking for buys in this area, somewhere around here,
Right.
somewhere around there, right? The very very same structure, equal highs.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So now here's the thing, right? When we look at it just like this doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look bad at all. But when we go to a higher time frame, and we also have to understand the directional bias of it, right? We went from the, I guess, 30-minute to the 4 hour, possibly even the daily time frame. Now, what does that look like to you? Does it look like bearish or bullish?
Bullish.
It looks bullish to you?
My bad, bearish.
No, I want you to, say with your chest. Say with your chest. What you think? What you think?
I it's because I get confused with bearish and bullish, if I'm gonna be honest.
Okay, okay. Is the market going
Like,
in a, uptrend or
okay,
downtrend?
yes,
Okay, is this an uptrend or a downtrend?
downtrend.
Okay, and a downtrend, right? So just off of that, I want to start looking for more sell opportunities. Now, sometimes it's hard to look at that and see that on the 30-minute, but when you jump up to the weekly and the daily, it's easier, much easier to see. Much easier to see. Now, a lot of the things, like a lot of the small losses like that, guys, we can kind of just like take away just by hopping onto a higher time frame. Because when we stick to a lower time, or maybe not just stick to a lower time frame, but sometimes when we just stick to one time frame, that right there is where we like, shoot ourselves in the foot. When we jump up to a higher time frame and just see the different biases, we're like, okay, well, I for sure know that USDJPY is in a downtrend, and we've been in a downtrend since this here. We actually even called this on levels as well. Shoulder play, shoulder opportunity. Now, there's also another one here that we're waiting for. I don't know when it's going to come back, but whenever it does, I would be looking for the market to come back here as well. Now, look, the market is in a downtrend. So the thing is, I either wait for the market to come back right here, or I wait for the market to continue. I wait for the market to continue giving me my setup, right? I either wait for the market to come pick me up, or I wait for the market to show me the same thing over and over again, right? So this is what I'm seeing on the weekly time frame. I see break a structure to the downside, right? Market is in a downtrend. The starting point on the weekly is right here. Now, a lot of you guys might think like, ah, this dude's always on the higher time frame. Does he not scalp? Does he not hop on lower time frames? I do, but like the higher time frames gives us a really good bias, right? There's only two things you can do in the market: buy or sell. And trust me, you want to be on the right side of that. And how do you do that? Is to hop on a higher time frame. Does that make sense? Understanding the trend will always be super key. Now let's drop down to the daily. All we did was drop down one time frame. We see the same structure was broken here, but my starting point area changes. It's actually right here. This is my last buying candle before my breakout rally, and we can see the market barely missed it, bro, like barely. And honestly, I would be okay with that. Ooh, did that snipe me? We barely missed it, but I would be okay with that. It happens. As long as I see this reaction, trust me, I'm good. That still gives me a lot of confidence that in myself. So now this is the thing, right? I see I have a breakage structure to the upside, right? Again, this is my liquidity, right? Resistance, resistance, breakout, massive change of direction. But that I need to see that change of direction though. I see my breakage structure, but I need to see this change of direction. Right? Now look, let's drop down to the 4 hour. Let's look at the structure on this 4 hour time frame. Now, honestly, we can just follow breakouts all throughout here. And this is how we'll know where the market will be headed. Right? Take a look. We have a slight breakout right here. Very slight, but it happens. Very slight, but it happens. 2 candle breakout rally. My last buying candle is right here. Tapped right into that. Break a structure to the downside. 2 candle breakout rally. My very last buying candle is right here. Tapped right into that and continued down. My break of structure to the downside is here. Let me see. All right, I'm not really interested in zooming in super tight. My last buying candle that looks like it is right here, this one. So we tapped in and then continued down, right? But now this is the thing. This is the thing, Etney, right? Especially on this time frame. Notice how we have a BOS here or a liquidity sweep. But now this is the thing. If this is my low, this is my high. This high made this low, which means my change of character line has to be here. So I need that BOS for buy opportunities. Did we get that BOS, Etney?
Yes.
We got this BOS up here. I'm sorry,
Oh,
not
up there, no.
BOS. I'm sorry, change of direction. We
Oh,
did not
no.
get that change of direction to the upside, which means we should have been continuing to look for some sell opportunities. That right there would have just changed the game for this whole scenario. So if we drop down to the 1 hour time frame, even though it's very, very funky, yes, again, not every setup is going to be like the one or the one that sticks out, right? But look at what we have here. We have consolidation being built up. We spike up and then continue to drop. So for me, I'm looking at this like a liquidity sweep, which means this is my left shoulder. Now for Veronica, who was saying, well, where do we enter? This is where we enter here for these setups. My stop loss would be here. So I would have been looking to enter in this area, stop loss at this high. You hold a little bit of drawdown. Ain't nothing wrong with drawdown. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing but 30 pips. Some of y'all risk more on indices. You feel me? It's all good. 1 to 3. And it takes the low, so it did its job. There's two strategies that we use. The last buying or selling candle would be for the starting point. I will break those down and give you guys the whole blueprint on these on this strategy on Monday. This is the head and shoulder strategy, so technically not the last selling candle. But let's see if we can dissect on the lower time frame. Let's see. The 1 minute. Usually not a fan of the 1 minute on Forex pairs. I just want to look at the structure. Oh, bro, if it sniped this, that's crazy. But guys, even though I'm not really a big fan of the lower time frames, doesn't mean you can't trade it. Right? Structure is still the same. This is my very last VOS. Right? This is the highest point in structure before the market starts to tank. So my change of character line would be here. Now, I have a breakout rally, bro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles of the same color. My last selling candle would be here. If that sniped that and then continued to drop, whoo, that's crazy. This would be my tight stop loss. So let's see if that hits. Let's go to, let's just zoom out real quick. Let's just see. Oh, that tight stop loss for sure gets hit. That's why, like, for me, guys, I'm not really a fan of tight stop losses. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I don't mind risking an extra couple pips. Like, if this is 11 pips. This is 20 pips. Like, bro, I don't mind risking 9 more pips. You know what I mean? Like, I personally don't. I know someone might say, like, oh, I don't risk no more than 25 pips. I mean, I hope it works out for you. But, you know, I like the structure to give me my stop loss. And the dominant highs and lows will always be the best because you got to give your trades room to breathe. You really do. You really, really do. Let's take this off. But This starting point definitely had the better entry for sure. So yeah, Eddie, this isn't the prettiest sell opportunity, but this was the one that you know took the cake home for sure. So I hope this made some sense to you. Yeah,
Yeah, it
I
did.
hope that I hope that made a bit more sense, especially because if we go to a higher time frame, right? If I know that I want this continuation, I know I want the market to break out so we can continue to look for sales. It only makes sense that structure holds here.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, I usually look like at a low of a higher time frame, but I was so caught up with, oh, I found an entry that it slipped my mind. So that's where that was my fault.
Yeah. I've been there. Trust me, I've been there. And then like it's just like those small things that we
Mm,
just slip up on that humbles us because we know we're supposed to do it. That just makes us better, at the end of the day. So next time you will remember to hop up to a higher time frame, you know?
exactly.
Fuck, that's a snipe. What is this?
That one though, it went my way. So, woo.
Let's go, baby. Let's
Yeah, and it was
go.
on a 30-minute too. So that's
Love
why
that.
because I had gotten that first. So, I got a win, but then I got a loss because I was so caught up on the win. So it humbled me basically.
Right. I
Yeah.
mean, shoot. I mean, that's how it goes sometimes. But this is really, really nice. I like that we have a breakout. Not only does it break out here, but it breaks that dominant high right here. So that's very, very clean. Clean breakout. My last selling candle. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure this is probably even a lower entry where this box is. But my last selling candle is right here. So it all just ties in together and just makes sense. And just yeah, continues. Now the thing is, notice how we break structure, and then we have one more. This wouldn't be a BOS, but that would be a liquidity sweep, and then we change direction. So the market will most likely tapped in and then continued going higher. What? This is May 18th. Okay, hold on. Let's go over here real quick and see if we can take a look. I don't know what's in here somewhere. Oh, 1 hour. Okay, yeah, it's right here somewhere. Let's drop down. This was her buy zone. Now her stop loss was down here. Entry. Let's take a look. Let's go to that 15-minute. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, Yadi. Now let's take a look. Let's see. The market definitely. Oh snap! You know what it did tap into, and you have it right here as well. The consolidation, bro. When you see consolidation like that, this will always be your left shoulder. Consolidation, sweep, and then continue higher. So that was the one thing that I didn't put on my chart right here, but that's definitely what it attacked. I could see it right away. Boom, sniped it, and then it went our way. So that's very, very clean. Very, very clean. I mean, I mean, sometimes the plays aren't nice, so like someone's not gonna really look at this. But when you can understand liquidity, and then the sweep, that's the thing, guys. Like the sweep and then the redirection, like that should be the dead giveaway. The sweep and redirection, boom, that's the dead giveaway. We have that was a nice opportunity right there for sure. Let's go over here though. I think there was like one or two more. Um, for someone who is starting, do you suggest We look for buys first, learn that, then look for sells. Honestly, whichever one feels more comfortable to you. Because there's only this is the thing, right? Like whatever looks comfortable. Because when I first was trading, like I could only find sell opportunities. Like I could not find buys to save my life. Like everything was just like, I don't know. I literally had to flip my chart. Like to look for buys or sells, I had to flip my chart like this. Just so I can like, look for the same opportunities. But, you know, I had to do that. So let's see. Nas. Was this yesterday?
It's right now. I was looking at it.
That should hit me break even, bro. Sad days. Sad days for a real one. I'm not even participating today. Didn't even participate in today. Let's see, what is that right there? All right, so this is the thing, right? She has sell opportunities, or I'm sorry, she has buy opportunities, and they definitely could happen. Let's see, let's go drop down to 5 minute. I'm just not really liking this trend line and how the way the market is structured there. I just don't really like that. Um, but the market can definitely do its thing. Now, I would have more confirmation if the market like went down a little bit and just like hung out and then created the setup again. Like if we can get liquidity, a sweep, and then a change of direction, I would be more likely to take this one here than the one that you have here, just based off of like the market is so bearish on indices right now, just in this area. It's just cleaning out house right now, just liquidating. And we do have some zones a little bit lower. Like we have a nice imbalance right here that I think we can actually tap into for like the start of Saturday or Sunday and Monday, especially for indices too. There's a lot of liquidity for the downside, so we might have to start the week off. We might have some sales, but it's okay. Dang, that was a snipe. I didn't even see that. Damn, but I didn't even trade this at all, so it is what it is. But now looking at NAS, right? Just looking at this, I'm either waiting for something that looks very, very clear. Now look at this is my BOS, bro. I'm not gonna make it hard. Like I'm not gonna make it hard on myself. This is my bearish BOS. This is my change of character line, right? If I'm looking for buys, I want to see BOS, change of direction. Let's look for some buy opportunities. Send the market higher. So that's what I'm waiting for. If I don't see something that looks very, very clean right here, I'm just not really going to take the buys, to be honest, because I like buys a bit lower. So if we don't get this, I'm not taking any opportunities. So yeah, I would much rather just wait for confirmation. I would much rather, guys, not be in a position and wait for actual confirmation, bro. Like, that's just me. So we can actually look for something clean. But yeah. If the month says to buy, but the week and day time frame says to sell, is it more likely to sell opportunities in the moment? Yes. Yes. Lower time frames will always be more of the in the moment type of thing. Um, and then higher time frames will be more of the high time frame trend buys. But the thing is what we just went over with Etney, right? She was looking for buys on that lower time frame now type market structure and got caught with the higher time frame. So I always like to go with higher time frame, guys. I always like to go with higher time frame. If you're flowing with the trend, guys, you're gonna have a much better outcome, for sure, for sure. But I hope you guys enjoyed the call. I know we went over a little bit. I'm sure y'all don't mind. I don't mind going over a bit. You know, I like it. I don't mind it at all. You know what I'm saying? Where you guys plugged in from, fam? Let me know. Let me know, guys. LA. Washington, Reno, let's go. Texas, Modesto, San Diego, Chicago. We got Chicago. We got Chi-Town. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Love that. Fresno, Miami, Texas, Australia. Let's go. North Carolina. Let's go. Let's go, family. I love that, man. I love that. I love that we can work together, that we can go ahead and sharpen up because I mean this is a real skill, man, that we can take advantage of. Why not work together and work as a team? It only benefits everybody. You know what I'm saying? So I hope you guys got some value tonight. If you did, hit up the Powerhouse University chat and let them know what they missed out on, guys. I hope you have an amazing weekend, and I will see you guys on Monday. Peace out, fam. You guys have a good one.